Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Nioh level 1 Fist and Knees Raoh build. We're entering into the level that has the Ogress fight from the final last chance beta that we got before the game came out. And the level is very similar to the one we played, and the boss is identical. You'll notice that I'm wearing different trousers on this level. I've been experimenting with different leggings to try and make him look a little bit more like what I want him to look like. These are not the ones I would go with, but they were the ones that gave me the most benefit. And I've actually done some refashioning in this run too, because I want to have the gold of the gauntlets and the feet, because I feel like it's very Ken-O-esque, very Raoh-esque, but I don't like the weight of them. So what I've done is I've made some like bandit knuckles that give me 11% bear attack damage up, and I've made some leggings that are probably just, it might even be the mariner boots, so there's no fancy abilities or anything. I've just made them look like these gold ones so that I can have the maximum agility bonus and I can still have these relatively heavy armor pieces. And that's pretty much it, because at the moment I don't know enough about the armors to know which ones give you the bare-handed attack up. I think it might be only the gloves, but I don't know because it's such a deep mechanic. I've been doing my best to disassemble and do reforging to try and get any kind of bear attack bonus, and I've also put the clan on that gives me the 70% extra bare-handed damage, but you really don't see too much of a difference outside of when you buff. When you do a normal fist, you go from doing 50 damage to 70, which, I mean, I suppose that's kind of a decent increase, but 70 damage at this point in the game is like punching yourself in the face. It's just pointless. So, outside of the buffs, the fists still aren't really the tools I wanted them to be, but when you put the buffs on, they become really viable. And I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by just how viable this talisman is, especially with some of the early videos, because we're going to get to the point now where my damage is nowhere near as good as it was. It looked great earlier, but now it's going to start looking less interesting. That being said, the bosses are going to take more from me as a player because it's going to be less opportunities to beat them up. Like the frog on the last level was just a decimation. The Ogress is an easy fight, but it is not a decimation because she just takes it like a champion. And then the people after her, the Otani fight. Hitting Otani is a pain in the dick because all he does is dodge. And hitting Shima Sakon is easy, but then in the second phase he becomes an asshole. And it's impossible to stop the second phase in my current build because for some reason it just never ever ends well. But I'm going to kill these people, and I'm going to kill this guy because they kept killing me when I was trying to hit the door. And once again, folks, if this game had invincibility when you open things, it'd be perfect. It would literally make it make sense. But as it stands, it's straight up Dark Souls 2 bullshit that nobody wanted and nobody liked. And I'm so glad that they took that shit out because it was trash. And one of my criticisms of Nioh is that they've imitated some of the worst designs from those other games, and I just don't think they should have. But here's Ogress. I'm going to buff as she runs at me. If you've never seen this battle on my channel, the one thing you need to know here is that the Ogress cannot hit you when you're up close to her. The only move that can hit you is the jump because of its bullshit detection, and the ground stab, and those are two attacks she might not necessarily do if you get a good pattern. So you are completely invincible, and you could beat her up for as much as you want when you're this close, but watch for what she does. This is the ground stab, that will kill you. Oh, another thing too, do not bother attacking her from behind when you use the fists because your hits do not land. You can hit her from the side, that's fine, but if you hit her from directly behind, it never hits. That is what you want to be baiting for this particular run. If you stay at mid-distance and bait the fire breath, you can do incredible damage. But there she goes. There was the Ogress. Thank you very much for watching, and you take care now.